Hello, my name is Becky Wagner. I'm an engagement manager with Coastal Cloud, and I want to thank Mike Fullerton, our client at Foursquare Church International, for joining us today. Mike, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, Mike Fullerton. I am the CIO of the International Church of the Foursquare Gospel, also known as just the Foursquare Church.
What was it you set out to do when you hired Coastal Cloud to improve your organization?
So we were faced with, as an organization, a need to move off of a legacy on-premise membership management tool. I worked directly with Salesforce to curate preferred implementers, people that have worked with Salesforce before, and people that Salesforce says, hey, we trust that this is a team that understands the tool and understands kind of the culture of what Salesforce pretty much does to their system so that these implementers could help solve those problems and help clients. The response from Coastal Cloud with our RFP, with our statement of work, and kind of that conversation around that just resonated with our leadership team as this is the right way to go.
One of the things I like to say is this is oftentimes not what you do day to day, and yet you inherit a huge new part of your job and direction and things. And oftentimes, churches, nonprofits don't have the infrastructure in place, don't even maybe have an IT department. So, one of the things we really like to do is help partner with that. But one of the things that struck our team, struck me, struck all of us so quickly with you is just what a champion stakeholder you have been driving your organization through this change. And it's been extraordinary. It's truly been one of the biggest key success factors to this project is having you be that champion stakeholder for us. So if you could just share some words about how you prepare your organization for this digital change before, during, and then ultimately when we go live here in a couple of days after, what's just some advice you can give for people who haven't ventured into this space yet on how to really learn how to be that champion stakeholder?
We need to start thinking about our mission in terms of digital improvement. So some of the things that we went out to achieve with this was all the stuff that we do, we need to scale, but we don't have the budget or the people to scale it the way we've been doing it. Before, if we wanted to add 500 more churches to our denomination, we would probably have to hire 35 to 40 more people to handle the administration that comes behind that. So we started thinking in our digital transformation moving into Salesforce to be able to scale and to do the administrative pieces, the pieces that can be automated, do automation with them. And that was kind of the thinking. Again, the organization didn't know how to do that, but getting them to start thinking about doing that was really the primary goal of my digital transformation assessment for them. Having a good partner in the process is huge.
Last question. If you could describe Coastal Cloud in one word, what would it be?
I would call it customer intimacy. I think Coastal Cloud, you already started knowing a little bit about us just because someone on your team happened to be a part of a Foursquare church. But as we've gone on this journey together, Coastal Cloud has taken the time to understand us. And we are not an easy organization as far as processes go. In my previous role, if I didn't have customer intimacy, I generally didn't think I would ever continue the work with that customer. And I think Coastal Cloud's customer intimacy with us and understanding of us has made a huge difference. And our people felt cared for and understood through the development cycle.
Well, my name is Ray Harper. I've been at Elevation Church as a Salesforce manager for 10 years. I've been with the church 17 years, so since the start. I love what I do. I love partnering with people. I just so happen to work with data, and I love that, and I love relationships and working with people.
That's awesome. And I am Kathy Brown. I'm the managing director of our nonprofit and faith-based practice at Coastal Cloud and have been with Coastal for 5 years, been very excited to work with nonprofits and Salesforce for the past 10 years, been in the consulting world for over 30. So, but it's so wonderful to work with folks like yourself and be able to see the evolution of what's occurred from when you started, then when we got to engage with you, and the evolution. So I'll start with the first kind of question that we have and say, what was it that you set out to do when you hired Coastal Cloud to improve your organization and really look to a technology to do that?
When I think back, we needed to locate a system that would support our mission, and we needed a partner that aligned with our values. Of course, we reached out to multiple partners. We had feedback sessions, and you guys were at the top of the list. It came highly recommended. For us, we also wanted to integrate with Salesforce. Of course, we had very little Salesforce experience. So when we started dissecting what our value propositions, what we looked at and wanted to get accomplished, we wanted to see if Salesforce could provide options for us to build our solution based on our priorities, our budget, our timeline. Again, we wanted to find the experts already in the Salesforce field that could fill the gap in between our experience and our expectations. And Coastal Cloud was one of those partners that definitely fulfilled that expectation for us.
And so in this space, I know there is that gap between with a nonprofit and a church. Okay, you've got a mission, which is typically not IT related, and then you've got what you need to do behind the scenes to actually get that mission to move forward. So what impact has this project had on your organization related to being able to achieve your mission of reaching people with God's word?
It's been a tremendous impact for us in regards, and I'll be specific. It helped us with our flexibility. It helped us with our scalability within our org. Of course, since we've been in Salesforce for 6 years, so with our nonprofit cloud product that we started with, it provided the framework that saved hundreds of hours that we were working on.
That's awesome. If you could describe Coastal Cloud in one word, what would it be?
I would probably go with impactful, and I give some reasonings for that. So I think you guys were impactful because we, of course, we asked for a solution, but we actually received a partnership. We didn't know we needed a partnership for the future, but we received a partnership. So it's one thing in executing, but there's also something else when you execute with purpose. And I think impactful is the best word that I can tie to that.
What advice would you give to another church that's in your position 6 years ago?
Ooh, that's really good. First and foremost, get your timelines together because we transitioned in the middle of the year. We transitioned in October 2017. If I was to go back and tell anybody, please start January 1, because if you have to go back and look to anything, you still have your legacy systems to go pull back from. When you start mid-year, you have two different data sources that you're pulling from to get your giving statements out, so forth and so on. Not to say that you can't do it, just make sure that you measure it multiple times and then cut once, rather than going back and forth to the well and things of that sort. Number two, I would probably recommend consider the thought that you might understand what you think you know about your organization, but go another level deeper, like multiple layers deeper. And then hold your partners and your ministry area leaders accountable for giving you good, honest feedback.